Thailand is a beautiful country located in Southeast Asia. Known for its stunning beaches, delicious food, and rich culture, it is a popular destination for tourists from all over the world. One of the most iconic landmarks in Thailand is the Wat Phra Kaew temple, located in the capital city of Bangkok. It houses the famous Emerald Buddha, a highly revered religious icon in Thai culture. Visitors can also explore the Grand Palace, a complex of buildings that served as the official residence of the Kings of Siam. Another popular destination is the city of Chiang Mai, known for its ancient temples, night markets, and elephant sanctuaries. Visitors can experience traditional Thai culture by participating in a cooking class, trying on traditional clothing, or taking part in a traditional Thai massage. Thailand is also famous for its stunning beaches, such as Phuket, Koh Samui, and Krabi. Visitors can enjoy activities such as snorkeling, diving, or simply relaxing on the beach. In addition to its natural beauty and cultural heritage, Thailand is also known for its delicious cuisine. Popular dishes include pad thai, green curry, and tom yum soup. Overall, Thailand is a must-visit destination for those looking for a unique and unforgettable travel experience. From its vibrant cities to its stunning beaches and rich culture, there is something for everyone to enjoy in this amazing country. Thailand is the most preferred tourist place of many people. You will find their beautiful beaches, seas, glitzy shopping malls, colorful markets, and has rich culture. Thailand Holidays package is an enticing mixture of establishing destinations like Hua Hin and Phuket. Thailand appeals to many different travelers, whether they are hippie chic or craving barefoot luxury. Thailand provides you plenty of selections for every budget and taste. Pampering is an art form of this beautiful country, and throughout the country spas provide authentic treatments, if it is in a 5-star resort or a beachside hut. Package Thailand Holidays provides you best sightseeing, variegated shopping, colorful history, gourmet. Thailand is full of fun and colors, are an outstanding destination to visit. Thailand holiday packages never fails for attracting and amazing citizens of different age groups. Nonetheless, there are a number of stunning towns, shoreline and isles as well as hospitality that people extend is beyond their imagination, and it makes this city a famous place with travelers. Few of the well-known Thailand destinations during Package Thailand Holidays are Bangkok, Koh Samui, Chiang Mai, Hua Hin and Phuket. Bangkok is on the edge of river named Chao Phraya, which is the capital city of Thailand. It is the largest city in the entire country, with the almost 7 million population. A worldwide well-known seashore resort named Pattaya is positioned almost 170 kilometers south of Bangkok. Pattaya is premier beach resort of Thailand and annually fascinates happiness-seeking people from all across the world. Comfortable tropical ambience of Pattaya is the ideal for an unforgettable holiday experience for couples, singles and families too. Pattaya Beach really touches the shoreline in a 4-kilometer-long arc. Southern Beach is famous for its best nighttime activities. Streets are alive to crowd and bustle of entertainment halls, restaurants, as well as crowded bars. Northern Beach is sedate enough and best for Pattaya. Thailand is a wonderful kingdom, featuring Buddhist temples, exotic wildlife, and spectacular islands. Along with a fascinating history and a unique culture that includes delectable Thai seafood delicacies. Many visitors regard Thai food as some of the best in the world. Apart from the delicious spicy food, a relaxing Thai massage is the most wanted in the world. The only word I can say is wow. Thailand was wonderful. I was stunned by the richness in their culture, said an Italian tourist. Thailand features a modern capital, Bangkok, a pastoral countryside, and friendly people. Next to Myanmar, Thailand is the second largest country on the Southeast Asian mainland. Its territory of 198,115 square miles, over 513,117 square kilometer, shelters a population of over 62 million. Geography and history have conspired to make the country a unique nation. There has been a major Thai state in the present territory of Thailand for the last 600 years, and the country is one of the very few in Asia to have escaped European colonialism. Lying off the major historic sea lanes, it was spared the influences that shaped the maritime world to the south and east, notably the Muslim religion and the European rule. Thailand has thus acted as a buffer between the conflicting interests of France and England for control of the region, and partly because of this competition succeeded in preserving its independence during the European colonial partition of Southeast Asia. The monarchy became and remains a potent symbol of the country's historical continuity and national identity. For over a century, the country has practiced a neutral stance in world affairs, and its post-1950 dependence on the West is a sharp break with tradition. The non-colonial development of the economy is illustrated by the fact that emphasis was placed almost entirely on non-estate agriculture, except for the rubber plantations in the southern peninsula. The great rubber, tea, coffee, coconut, palm, and other plantation estates of Indonesia, the Philippines and Indonesia are conspicuously absent in the nation, as has been the European and American capital. It is only in the exploitation in tin extraction in its peninsula region and in the growing manufacturing sector that the American and European involvement has been significant. Thailand, for a long time, remained neglected by the West, partly because the colonial powers were engaged elsewhere, and due in part to Thailand's location off the historic routes of maritime trade. Thailand's physical configuration is simple: a south-facing river basin enclosed on the west, north and the southeast by mountains, and a long, slender peninsular finger in the south. The northern and western mountains are the southward continuation of the complex mountain system of the Himalayas from eastern Tibet curving to the south that, in part, form the boundary between southern Myanmar and Thailand. These mountains are a series of north-south ranges, rise to nearly 8,000 feet, 2,440 meters, and trend southward into Malaysia. To the north are the hills and dissected plateau region of Myanmar that contains caves from which remains of prehistoric humans have been excavated. The Korat Plateau in the northeast covers a third of the country that gently tilts toward the east and lies in the drainage of the Mekong. The plateau is enclosed on the west and south by low, linear hills. Surface elevations on the Korat range from 650 feet, 198 meters, in the northwest to 300 feet in the southeast. Lying between the northern and western mountain ranges and the Korat Plateau is a sizable Chao Phraya River basin, which is the cultural and economic heartland of the country, known also as the Central Lowlands. This region consists of rolling plains in the north and a low-lying floodplain and delta of the Chao Phraya formed by the large deposits of alluvium brought by the tributaries of the rivers. The alluvial deposits of the river valleys are the most fertile in Thailand, as these are replenished year after year with river sediments swollen with annual monsoon rains. The topography of the peninsular arm is rolling to mountainous, with little flat land. Higher mountains rise to about 5,000 feet, 1,524 meters, on the west. Off the rugged and indented coast lie several small islands, including the Phuket Island, which is rich in tin. The climate of Thailand may be described as tropical monsoonal. The major influences are the country's location in the tropics, monsoon zone, and the topographic features affect the distribution of rainfall. In early May, the southwest monsoons flow from the Indian Ocean and bring large amounts of rainfall, which reaches a maximum in September. The wind system is reversed between November and February, when a northeast monsoon brings cool, dry air. Occasionally, typhoons may come across the China Sea and bring some rain, but fades out across Thailand. The amount of rainfall varies from 40 inches to 120, 1,016 to 3,048 millimeters in the various parts of the country. In the southern peninsula region, a dry season seldom occurs and receives as much as 160 inches of precipitation annually, whereas Bangkok gets 55 inches, 1,397 millimeters, and Korat, sheltered by hills on all sides, even less than 30 inches, 762 minutes. And almost the whole of the peninsula region receives over 80 inches distributed throughout the year. Temperatures are, in general, moderate to high, averaging between 77 degrees and 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 25 degrees and 29 degrees Celsius. The season of highest temperatures is in late March, April and early May. In central, peninsular and southeastern Thailand, maximum temperatures seldom reach 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 37.7 degrees Celsius, while minimum temperatures are lower than 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18.3 degrees Celsius. In northern Thailand, temperature range tends to be much larger. Soils of the river valleys are fertile, and the most fertile land is in the floodplains of the lower Wat Phra Kaew basin, because it receives large amounts of the rich, alluvial deposits of soil every year. Relatively flat areas elsewhere and parts of the coast also have fertile soils. Elsewhere, soils tend to be poor, highly leached laterites of the humid tropics. Among Southeast Asian countries, Thailand is the most identity-conscious nation. Relatively homogeneous, the country does not possess the multiplicity of languages found in Indonesia and the Philippines, nor contains a complex ethnic mix as in Malaysia. 85% of the population speaks Thai, which is a member of a large cluster of languages spoken in all bordering countries, as well as southern China and northern Vietnam. Like the people of Myanmar, Cambodia and Laos, the Thais are Buddhists of the Theravada school. In 1991, 95% of the population was listed as adhering to Buddhism. The minorities include Muslims, who account for 4% of the population, Hindus, Sikhs, and a few Christians, which are concentrated chiefly around Bangkok. The national government plays down regional loyalties, and the Thai language is taught in schools throughout the country. Non-Thais number nearly 12 million, or 20% of the population. The largest ethnic minority, comprising over 8 million, or 12% of the total population, are Chinese, who have been assimilated to a far greater degree than in either Malaysia or Indonesia. There are no barriers to intermarriage, and most have embraced Thailand's Buddhism. The next largest minority is that of Malays, who profess the Muslim faith, and are largely concentrated in the southern peninsular neck of the country close to the Malaysian border. In the northern and northwestern part of the country along the Myanmar border are several hill people, the tribal groups, chief of which are Karens, and Shans, numbering over 1 million each. Most are shifting cultivators. Also included among Thailand's minorities are Vietnamese, who moved and settled in the northeastern part of the country in the 1940s and 1950s to escape Indochina War with the French, and Khmer's Cambodians, who fled their homeland as refugees after the 1979 Vietnamese invasion of Cambodia. Such border areas inhabited by the minority groups in the north, northwest, northeast and the southern peninsula are imperfectly integrated into the Thai state, and are economically backward as well. The Thais dominate the lowlands, and there are layers of non-Thai people in the mountainous borderlands. Traditionally, agriculture has been the dominant sector of Thailand's economy. Although through government encouragement to small industry, its contributions to economic growth have declined consistently since 1950. The proportion of the agricultural labor force has declined from 88% in the 1950s to less than 50%. Agriculture's contribution to the national economy relative to manufacturing has also declined from more than 50% in the 1950s to less than 11% in the 1999. Despite this shift to manufacturing, agricultural production has continued to expand, and Thai farmers continue to produce enough rice for the country's needs as well as a surplus for export. Today, Thailand is the world's fifth largest producer of rice and its largest exporter, exporting 1/3 to 1/4 of rice exports of the world. Agriculture is overwhelmingly associated with rice cultivation, and close to 90% of the country's cultivable area is given to it, nearly one half of which lies in the Chao Phraya Basin, where the flood waters of the river provide irrigation and silt-laden fertile soils to the fields. During the 1960s, movement toward crop diversification became popular, and the farmers began growing such other export crops as maize, sugarcane, pineapples, tobacco, coconuts, and kenaf, a substitute for jute, on a larger scale than before. These crops have since been slowly acquiring greater prominence. In addition, large quantities of vegetables and fruits are also grown. Cattle breeding are important in the Central Plains, and pigs and poultry are widely raised. Fishing is also of considerable importance, and constitutes a growing export commodity. Rubber production, introduced into the country during the 19th century, is important in the southern, peninsula section. Thailand ranks third in the world in natural rubber production. It produces nearly 1/6 of the world's production of hardwoods, particularly teak. Its major forest products are now exported in small quantities, following a government ban on logging imposed in 1989. Mining constitutes a small segment of nation's economy, with only 0.2% of labor force engaged in it, and contributing less than 2% to the domestic gross product. Tin, mined mostly in the peninsula, has long been a valuable mineral resource, and the country has become one of the world's largest tin producers, producing on the average about 1/10 of the world's total output. Coal, zinc, gypsum, tungsten, and limestone are some other minerals produced. The manufacturing sector has dramatically grown during the last 4 decades, representing primarily the large investments made by private firms. The larger ones have been financed by foreign and Thai capital. Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and Singapore have been the major sources of investment for industry that is particularly oriented to producing consumer goods such as clothing, canned goods, and electrical products. Japanese capital is increasingly invested in the manufacture of textiles and machinery. Physically and economically, Thailand is composed of several distinctive natural units, although the key area is the central lowland, the plain of the Chao Phraya, which accounts for about 1/5 of the country's territory and 2/5 of its population. This is the area of most compact Thai settlement and most important agriculture. Population densities are highest of any region. Over 600 persons per square mile, 230 persons per square kilometre. It was formerly forested, but now consists of unbroken paddy, rice, fields. Soils are extremely fertile, composed of rich alluvium brought by the river. Despite receiving a relatively low total rainfall of a little over 50 inches, 1,250 millimeters, a year, it is the country's agricultural heartland and the rice basket. Thailand has recorded some of Southeast Asia's most impressive economic gains, averaging between 6 and 7% a year during the last 3 decades. The fastest expansion has been seen in the manufacturing, service and trading sectors. Domestic markets have expanded and production of such commodities as cement, soft drinks and textiles has continued to grow. American military expenditure during the 1960s and 1970s and Japanese investments further bolstered the economy. Between 1950 and 1970, a rapidly growing population, particularly in the central lowlands and around Bangkok, had caused great concern, and the administration, which had previously supported population growth, reversed its policies. Since 1970s, the family planning programs of the government helped to substantially reduce the population growth rates, which now stand at 0.9% a year, at nearly 1/3 of those prevailing during the 1960s and 1970s. The country is now a model for other developing nations seeking to reduce their rates of population increase. However, 1/3 of Thailand's population belongs to the youthful age group, between 20 and 40, that creates high demands on the nation's education, housing, health and employment systems. But the government is trying to utilize its highly literate human resource, with a literacy rate of over 90%, for economic development.